Okay, I do be doing a VOD review, I think.
Did my eyes deceive me, or are you wearing skates?
Okay, well, first off, New York Excelsior skin, disgusting, switch that. I think you guys lose this game, and that's probably a big factor of why. I love what you're doing already. And, okay, wait, I can go third person, right? Wait. I don't know what I'm doing. How do you use replay codes?
Ready for battle.
Bruh, what am I doing?
Ready for battle.
Come on, let's bring it together.
How do I go into... Oh, okay, perfect.
Did my eyes deceive me?
Let's see what these can do.
Okay, I'm sort of getting the hang of what I'm doing.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3.
Okay, wait, so... Yeah, looks like you're still trying. This is a difficult wall ride to do. But... It's doable. You usually want to use like the statue or like this wall here to help you get up over this thing, because the ledge down here is difficult to get up over. So like, yeah, you want to use like this wall and then wall ride up to here. But yeah, I like the idea of like wall riding over the choke point, and then I assume you're gonna drop down and boop the tanks. But the only thing is, there's no one to really follow up on that boop, because you're not in a brawl comp. So it's probably best not to go for it here. But like on maps like Hanamura, or like anywhere like with a tighter choke point where you're using brawl comps, probably it's a good idea to do stuff like that.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, you do get up there you go. Yikes. This is easily punishable, you need to just get out. Your amp there, your song usage there was strange, because no one had taken any damage, so really you should have just been on speed. And the amp there was... It's not that bad, but I think I would have saved it, because, I mean, no one had taken any damage really. Aside from potentially the hog, you could have assumed would have taken damage, but he has a self-heal anyway. Where's your Ana? Oh, wait. Okay, your Ana's not in the greatest of positions. That's unlucky. Onto the Ash. But yeah, your team's splitting. Okay, that's better. You should be on speed when like no one's really taking damage, just so you know, because like speed is pretty valuable.
Enemy turret ahead!
Nice. You're not paying much attention to your team there though. You should have like glanced back quickly after you booped the Lucio away. Okay, so one thing that I've already noticed you need to work on is like you're usually like using an amp when you don't actually know what your teammate's health is on, which is something that even I do sometimes. But like you need to like you should be positioned behind your team, so like they're always in your sight lines. So that like you don't have to guess, should I amp here, are they low on health, stuff like that. And yeah, see that amp that you used earlier, it was a little late there, but still same value, so not too bad. There you should have gone up to high ground with your team. Okay, so two big issues I'm noticing. One of them is that you haven't swapped to speed once, which is maybe even more important than heals on Lucio. Maybe not in lower ranks, but in higher ranks it definitely is. And also you're a bit too concerned with doing damage. So like, let's run that fight back. Oh. Okay, so you're there. And then you can see your Hog and your Ashe and Ana are all going up high ground. And so you instead of going up high ground with them, you stay here shooting into like the Brig and the Junkrat and whatnot. But it would have been way more valuable for you to speed up to high ground with them. And then once they drop down, then you have amp heals. But yeah, instead you were down here damaging them, and your Hog died for it, and I think you died too. Which is why when I coached you the first time, I said don't even shoot unless everybody on your health is everyone on your team is full health. But anyways, yeah, that's that fight done. So back to your POV.
Stop the payload.
Respawn.
Move to the beat. I'm just getting started.
So I'm assuming right now your damage stat would be probably matching your healing stat, which if you're not getting like a lot of boops onto tanks, then that shouldn't really happen. There, that deep was caught out of position, so fair enough you going for that kill. So yeah, you're positioned fairly well here. Don't go too much more forward though. Here you should really be speeding, because you could see. Hang on, wait, I'll go back. Okay, so after that kill, okay, so swap to heals, and then you get the kill on the Brig, and then you see your Hog going for a whole Hog, and you can also see their team backing off, their Reinhardt in particular, which is why I say you should have been speeding, because that'll sort of help your Hog close in to get the kills. And like, while he's whole hogging, he also has an Ana, and your Ana has nano boost, so the mobility is more of an issue for him than his health is. Because like, if he starts taking a little bit of damage, which he won't, because there's a Reinhardt, Lucio, and a Hanzo, only that really the Hanzo could threaten him. But like, even if he does start taking damage, he's not gonna like, he's not gonna die. You'll have time to switch to heals, so you should be speeding him here. Especially considering he's using his ult, so he needs to get close to the enemies quickly. That beat there, I mean, I can kinda see where you went for it, but see, the problem with it was that you already had a pick, so the fight was already in your favor. And like, I remember once again when I coached you the first time, I said about how you can use beats to engage, or when their team's ulting. And I assume that was more of an engagement beat, but like, they didn't really, you know, there wasn't, like, your speed alone would have been a good enough engagement and you probably would have won the fight. But still not a bad beat, just a bit mistimed. Unlucky, die that to the dragon. Oh wait, sorry. Okay, yeah, so unlucky there. The team just needs to get out and regroup. Anyways, yeah, the biggest problem I've noticed so far is song usage. You need to use your speed more. Your Ashe is out of position there. Okay, your team is high ground. You should just go speed to point so you can help them. Yeah, I don't know, your Rhine was pretty far away from you, but maybe if you speeded he would have had... He probably would have died either way, to be fair, but perhaps you could have kept him up a little longer. It's still worth a try, to have sped over there.
You feel that?
Oh, also something else I should point out is that you're ground loose. You're on the ground a lot. Like, you need to be like riding on walls a lot, because if you're wall riding, then you move around quicker. So like, you could have wall rode over to that Rhine to save him, and like if you're wall riding, then their Rhine and Junkrat are gonna have a hard time hitting you, or everyone on their team really. So like, yeah, wall riding, just on walls around the choke point is effective as Lucio. And see there, that goes to show you what I was talking about on first point. You were in front of your Zarya there, and so you couldn't see that she was low on health. And you know, you'd use your amp, so there wasn't an awful lot more you could have done, but like, you still weren't aware, so it's important to make sure you're behind your team, so that you can always know what song you need to be on. Okay, your Rhine is being a total beta male right now. That amp wasn't that necessary. If anything, I'd have maybe amped speed there, but probably would have saved it, to be honest. But I wouldn't say frontlining is all your fault, purely because your tanks aren't doing it. So like, you should be positioned further back, but they should also be positioned further forwards. So like, it's not entirely your fault. Wow, that Rhine's way out of position. Everyone's way out of position here. Okay, when you hear a Reptile, oh yeah, you just got caught out of position there, but when you hear a Reptile, this is just a general tip, but yeah, when you hear a Reptile going, amp speed over heals, purely because, I mean, as much heals as you can do, the Reptile is burst damage and enough to take down all of your squishies. So it's best to use your speed to split than it is to like try and amp heals, because amp heals just isn't going to work against ults like that. Same with dragons, really.
Speed boost. Let's take it from the top.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Ooh.
Yeah, I hear you, just a little. You got a split spawn there. That's unlucky. You probably should have tried to escape to the left there out of spawn, but I mean, there's not an awful lot you could do. You're still at risk of dying that way.
Nothing's gonna stop.
Okay, that Rhine's way out of position. You should... Yep, you got him, nice. You need to like start being more natural with swapping songs, you know, like a top level Lucio, it'll be like wall riding, swapping songs, and shooting at the enemies all at once. You know, like, it really just takes practice to do that. But like, you gotta try and get used to doing multiple things at once. Get the break. Oh my god, Torbjorn, you fucking idiot. Torbjorn, get the break. Torbjorn. Okay, that's on your Torb. To be fair though, he was way out of position, and that graph was not great. Okay, so here... Okay, a beat is fair enough. Yeah, it's fair enough. I would have just amped heals, really. But... I can understand that, that's not that bad. Okay, I was expecting you to dive on them. You didn't, that's good. Okay, nice amp. Oh, just speed, just speed. Yikes. Oh, you don't even have a main tank, or a shield tank rather. Yeah, that's not a lot you could have done there, really. Maybe a Zarya could have body blocked, but this rank I won't expect that. Yeah, that's unlucky. Okay, yeah, so biggest problems I've noticed so far are frontlining, song usage, and DPSing. That's the main issues. So defense, let's see what happens here.
Initiating match.
Are you going Lucio again?
Battle.
Oh no, you're going Moira. Okay.
I'm going to own all these noobs.
These are some strange teams, not gonna lie.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Forward, my friends.
Allow me to repair the damage.
Okay, that orb there, that was a little unnecessary, but what? Oh,
Ready for battle.
sorry. Okay, yeah, that orb there was a little unnecessary, but what you should have done is you should have, like, sent the orb bouncing off of these two statues going this way into the choke point. Because the way you used your orb, you get, like, a second or two of healing onto your squishies, and then it just floats away this way. But if you shoot it towards the statues, or just even straight forward through the choke point, and you'll get way more value out of it onto your tanks, who are the ones who need it the most. Oh wait, how do I go back into... Totally not scuffed in the slightest. Okay, there we go. Damage orb there, you wouldn't expect to get too much out of those because they have a diva and they can just eat it. You have full heals, so I'd have been healing your Reinhardt there. That orb wasn't bad. Unlucky that you dropped down. Oh well, fell down rather. Okay, that's a massive anti-nade, but once your Ryan charged in, you should have faded in and tried to like heal him on the spot. And like, part of that's reaction time, part of that is just intuition of that you need to know once your Ryan pushes in, that's your cue to fade in and heal him. Oh, Torbjorn, you dumbass, just walk straight into... Oh no, yeah, okay. Okay, back to Lucio now.
Turning up the heat. Oh, yeah. You in cool? Raising the volume. I foresee great things for you.
Okay, yeah, spamming through the choke point, that's not a horrible idea, you just need to be wary of the spam from Junkrat and the Hog's Hook. Those are the biggest threats for you. You're currently down your Torb, so you can't really push in, you just gotta peek. And yeah, keeping it on heals isn't bad here. Yeah, you just want to be peeking, but you want to have your amp speed for when you push in. Okay, you're using a lot of ults here. A lot. Okay, nice amp speed. That was pretty good, the amp speed. But then there's a mistake. Yeah, once you amp healed, you should have stayed with your tanks. Or on your, like, you should have stayed with your team instead of going off for that Hanzo, because realistically you're not going to win those 1v1s. because I mean DPS is just favored against you. But also, see, this is what I mean, like, I can see Orion's really low health, but you in game don't know that, which is why you gotta stay with your team. Yeah, your Orion gets taken out for it. Oh, and that reptile on you. Oh no, that's unlucky. Okay, they are down another one as well, so you can push in here. Lucky you survived that. You swapped to heal super late there. Like, your D.Va and Torb needed it, but you needed it most. Okay, you're getting kills though. So yeah, I don't know if you noticed there, but hang on, I'm gonna back up a tiny bit. Hang on. Okay, wait, I don't know if you can see, it's like split-second glimpses, but you can kind of see the outline of your teammate through the wall, on the very right. And that's what that basically tells you, is that you should go back up and loop around to like be with your teammate there. I think it was your Ashe, but your Ashe just... No, I don't think so actually. Oh, that's... Oh my god. Thank you, Brazilian Nano Thwack. Okay, you got point A, nice. And now there. That's okay. Yeah, see, going for like, oh, that, you don't usually want to use beat to counter a D.Va bomb, because even with the beat, it can almost, like, if your beat isn't perfectly timed, it can still kill a lot of you, and also you have a Reinhardt shield and cover, so they're easy enough to avoid on their own. See, poking like this is okay, but that's what I was worried about. He didn't hit the hook. But the hook and the Junkrat spam are what can easily punish your positioning. And so like it's high risk, high reward to be spamming choke points. And yeah, I'm just worried that like you're gonna get hooked in. Like wall riding around would help lower those chances, but it still is risky to do. I'd be on speed here. Once you see a nade go off, if you're doing with an Ana, once you see a nade go onto your team, then that's usually your cue to amp. If it's on the enemy's tanks, then you amp speed. If it's on your tanks, then, oh well, you could amp speed if it's on your tanks either way. But yeah, you should usually always use your amp if you see an Ana nade on your teammates. So that hog went like straight past you. He should have been your target, because the shots on him will give you more ult charge obviously, but the person who he was going on, I think is your Reinhardt, he's in more danger than like... I mean, no one's really threatened by that Brigand Hanzo at the moment, whereas that hog is a threat to your Reinhardt, and so you need to be with your Reinhardt and help out deal with the hog. Yep, just get out of the way of the dragons. Okay, that's a nice shatter. I'd have swapped his speed there once that Ryan hit that shatter, because he's already healthy enough. And you've got an Ana there. There's no one... Like, a lot of them are shattered anyway, a lot of their damage dealers. So, like, unless he drops down to, like, 200 health or below, then I'd have stayed on speed. Just so that he can go up and swing against them easier.
I'm ready to initiate self-destruction.
Oh, let's break it! Damn!
Unstoppable.
Okay, yeah, the beat there catches the Ash, that's unlucky. And not the beat, the tire. Okay, that's a nice bomb, you guys are equal. I saw that D.Va go down to critical, so yeah, I'd have amped a little bit sooner. Just walked into the dragon, okay, idiot. Okay, yeah, you got the checkpoint. So yeah, second half you've done a better job of healing your team and toning down the DPS Lucio in. Okay, here they're out of position. You could honestly jump on that D.Va. Those are the wrong targets to be jumping on because in that position you've got a Hanzo and a Hog to the left and a D.Va and Lucio to the right. Your team has more control over the space to the right, and the D.Va and the Lucio are less. They're easier to kill. They're less of threats to jump on. So instead of going for the Hog and Hanzo there, you should have gone to the right onto the D.Va and Lucio. Okay, she's wasted self-destruct. You should have just stayed in your team there, because like your Reinhardt has a shield, so you didn't have to go for cover there. But either way, it worked. Okay, that's a nice shatter. Oh, one thing, this is just a general tip, but if you see a Hog and you're close enough to boop him, always do it, like, off of cooldown. Because, don't go out of your position to boop him, but if he's in your team, then, like, boop him all over the place. It'll mess up his hooks, it'll mess up his shotgun shots, he gets basically no value. I'd be on speed here because everyone's topped up and there are some stagger kills you could get there. Oh, that Junkrat's way out of position. And no one's going for him. Okay, you see this area? Oh, that's unlucky. Yikes. Yeah, that's just y'all are staggering. Once he'd lost your Lucio, they should have just backed out. That's on them. Okay, as soon as your D.Va got hooked there, I would have sped forwards and then like tried to boop everyone away and heal her with amp and get her out. Your Ash got that break though, so oh, that's unlucky. Oh my god, Boostio again. Okay, that beat there, I think you used it purely because you got nanoed. That's a bad idea because nano, well, I mean that nano wouldn't have gotten much value, but you were already up one in the fight either way. Like just, I think you should have just sped onto them there. Yeah, that's a nice nade. It misses the point blank hook. Pretty nice. Okay, so yeah, you go for that Hanzo a lot, and usually he's like on and off angle to the side or something. But say in a scrim, if you see that, what you should do instead is call it out to your team, but you shouldn't be the one going for that Hanzo. So you're right that somebody should be getting him, but it shouldn't be you. It should be like a Tracer or something like that, an Echo, one of those heroes, or maybe like a D.Va.
60 seconds remaining.
That break was just way out of position. B only gets 2. In like an overtime fight like this, you basically just want to stay on heals, because no one really knows what's going on in these fights. And so you just need to keep everyone topped up. There's no major use for speed. Aside from maybe getting you around to better positions, but don't stay on speed for too long. Yeah. Oh, that's so unlucky. You were so close to beat. Your team should have this anyway. Yeah, here's where rollouts matter. Okay, when you do your rollouts, you should try not to touch the ground. Like, instead of bouncing from a wall onto the ground onto another wall, you should just bounce from one wall to the second wall, because it makes you go way quicker. But yeah, the beat there as soon as you get back, nice. And yeah, wall right above the mines once he boops you. Okay, yeah, I like your wall riding position here, you're in no danger, but you accidentally went over. Oh, and the C9, that's so unlucky. I feel pain watching. Okay, well, yeah, main takeaways there. First round, the biggest issues were you DPS'd a lot. Song usage was a bit off. Second round, you definitely did better though. Yeah, you just need to play more of a passive style, really. Just, like, stick with the tanks more, you know? Like, my tip for you getting better in between now and our next coaching session, it'd be, if the tanks, like, wherever the tanks are, you should be right there behind them. So, like, within song range of them, but out, like, less in the enemies, if you know what I mean. Like, less in the way of their enemy team. So, like, wherever your tanks push is where you should push. Aside from, like, if you have a hog going for flanks or something. So, yeah, still a good game. It's nice to see you've gotten way better at Lucio since the first coaching session. But anyways, I'm gonna end the VOD here.